Hi everybody, John Lowson with you again. We're at the inaugural Food Revolution Day here at the Calabasas Farmers Market. Food Revolution is a global food festival being held on this very day in hundreds of communities around the globe. Inspired by celebrity chef Jamie Oliver, who has a popular TV show by the same name, Food Revolution inspires, empowers, and educates people so they can enjoy a healthier lifestyle through better eating, healthier eating. Let's see what's going on. Well, this is Kim Gerber. She's the organizer of the local Food Revolution event here at the Farmers Market. Kim, tell us how this whole idea got started and what the tie-in is with Calabasas.
Well, I run and created a website called outoftheboxfood.com 2 years ago, and my inspiration, one of the many inspirations in starting that was Jamie Oliver's Food Revolution. I saw how processed food affects families and kids, and I started noticing it with my own children. So I started this website. And I've done a lot of work with them, writing articles and such. Jamie started this first annual Global Food Revolution Day today. And so as an advocate for them and as an ambassador for the Food Revolution, I approached the farmers market and said, let's come together and do a kids event, because really it's kids that we need to get. We need to start kids eating real food and enjoying real food, empowering them. So we created this day to bring the kids of Calabasas and local community over to the farmers market. They're empowered by getting a wristband and shopping for these fresh ingredients themselves.
Well, we've caught up with Jennifer McColm, and her company is California Certified Farmers Markets, among them here in Calabasas. And Jennifer, a little something special going on today with the tie-in with Food Revolution. Can you tell us how that all came about?
Yeah, Out of the Box came to us and asked us if we would be interested in hosting Jamie Oliver's Food Revolution Day, which we started our own campaign of Just Do One Thing Green. We have over 20 farmers markets in and around Southern California. We're probably the largest farmers market organization in Southern California, and we can't be more delighted, to have them.
And Out of the Box Food, what is that all about?
Out of the Box Food is a website that deconstructs processed kid food. So families, we're not a celery and kale diet, we're not a processed food diet, we're in the middle. You can feed your kids things they like macaroni and cheese, but make it fresh. Shop smart. There's different brands of things that don't have harmful chemicals in them. So we offer that service to families so they can go and they can research. I also do an in-home consultation where I can go in and pantry detox. There are certain brands of things that have a lot of harmful chemicals we're not aware of, but we can point those out and see there's another brand you can buy, you can make it fresh yourself.
Who's out here today for you?
Well, we've got local companies, Tasty Brand and Handstand Kids cookbooks, and we also have Brinware. They're all kids-centric companies based here in Calabasas.
Yvette Garfield has a local company called Handstand Kids. They are children's cookbooks, and she's out for Food Revolution Day. Tell us about these books and what's special about them.
So they really introduce children to the world through healthy recipes, and it's fun because it's a cookbook specifically made for kids, so they're not using their parents, and they have their own space in the kitchen to get them motivated to learn about healthy fruits and vegetables and get them started cooking from an early age.
And how did this whole idea come about for you?
I was in law school doing children's rights, and I wanted to find a way outside of working as an attorney, and I just started collecting recipes, and it sort of went from there.
This is all you do now?
Yes.
Well, good for you.
Full time, yeah.
Yeah, grassroots. And so do you have, a number of books and packets and combinations of things?
We have cookbook kits. Our Italian one you see here comes in a pizza box with a chef's hat, and we just launched our Baking Around the World cookbook kit.
Okay.
So you get more than just the book. It comes with the whisk and the silicone baking cups. And it's different than most cookbooks because it is a character series. So the characters have different eating habits. We have a vegetarian, we have a picky eater. So kids get to relate to the different ways people eat through the book.
Yeah, what's been the feedback? Do the kids really able to follow it and make their own recipes?
Absolutely. It's a great family time experience. So it's great to bring the family together. And the more kids participate in cooking, the more likely they are to taste different foods.
What's your advice to parents raising their children as far as getting them to eat a little bit more healthily?
I would say to get them to have a hand in making the recipe with them, even if it's very basic. If it's tearing the lettuce for the salad, there's a sense of pride when they put it on the table and can say that they contributed to it. And don't force them to eat anything. Repeated exposure is just the best way to go about it.
I think that the main thing you can do is try to read the labels. And I know labels are confusing because they say all natural, which doesn't mean anything. Certified organic, you only want to eat something if it has the USDA certified organic seal on it. That means it's certified organic. Otherwise, you can say something like something organics. And it sounds like it's organic, but it's their brand and it's not organic. So it's got to have that little, it's like a green and white seal that says certified organic. So watch out for that. I only eat organic food, but just because it's organic, again, doesn't always mean that it's healthy, because you can have organic cookies, but cookies are still cookies. So sugar, even if it's organic, is still sugar.
Well, we were with Julie Reed and Emily Lewis, and they are the face of Dollface Desserts from the Valley, and they've come out to Food Revolution Day. And I guess I'll start with you, Emily. The question would be, how can any dessert be healthy?
Well, we take all the peanuts out of our desserts and we say we add the love. We use almonds or no peanuts at all or no nuts at all. Almonds have a lot less saturated fat and they also have more calcium, more fiber than peanuts. And some of our desserts, which have no nuts at all, are actually gluten-free. So.
And Julie, how many products do you have? What are you selling?
Well, today we have two products here. We specialize in peanut-free products, as Emily said, and we have salted caramel corn, and then we also have M's Butter Cups, which are made with almond butter instead of peanut butter.
Sounds too good. Now, is this a web-based business only, or do you sell out of a storefront?
We don't have a storefront yet, but we are online, we are on Etsy, and we have a website, which is dollfacedesserts.com. And then we also do a lot of private catering events and weddings and stuff like that.
You know, I know one of the drawbacks for the average person is cost always. Everybody would like to eat healthily, but it can be expensive. Is there a solution to that? Is there a middle ground we can reach where we can eat better foods, but it doesn't cost us an arm and a leg?
Absolutely. I mean, coming to the farmers market is a perfect example of how to do that. There's, real food doesn't mean expensive food necessarily. Beans and rice, those are all real food products that aren't processed. Those are really good for your body. We can source local vegetables and fruit. It can be done.
It is less expensive to eat a hamburger and fries for some reason. It's a bigger conversation, but fruits and vegetables are very inexpensive, even if they're organic. And here's the deal. If you're going to pay, this is my philosophy. If I'm going to pay a little bit more up front to be healthy, you're going to pay either way. So either you pay later with your health care, or you pay now, and you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money, and you can. I mean, people even in apartments you can use garden boxes, and you can grow your own vegetables in a little box.
Certainly herbs.
Herbs, you can do tomato, you can do all kinds of things. We have little garden boxes that you can do all kinds of things. And so it's kind of there's no excuse. The idea is if it's something that you can't pronounce, don't eat it.
How big a role does diet play in the alarming rate of obesity that we're seeing today? And can this new paradigm, this new approach to eating, can we help solve some of those problems with weight issues, obesity, diabetes, and so forth?
Absolutely, and it's about empowering individuals and starting as children to learn the importance of real food in your diet. Chemicals play a big part in it, in my belief. And if we get kids when they're young, then they're going to learn to make smart choices when they're adults.
The idea is, where does your food come from? And some children think their food comes from a box in a window in a drive-thru. That's where the food comes from.
Or out of a machine.
Or out of a machine. And they've never gotten their hands in the dirt, and they don't know where their food comes from. McDonald's and cheeseburgers and French fries, that's food to them. And really what the message is for me is that's edible food-like substances. Food chemistry is different than food.
Well, you can't miss the bright orange top here at Harpo's Organics, and this is Alan Harthorne, who's been in the business for years and years. Tell us about what you folks grow and how far back you go.
Well, this was actually the last little bit of my grandfather's farm, which he purchased in 1917. And I took it over 10 years ago with my wife. We got certified organic, and we've been doing farmers markets for the last 8 years. So actually we do markets in Northern California where my wife and I live. And then we've just started doing markets down here in Southern California.
I think what's most important is to eat locally, because whatever the organic certification is in Mexico or China or all these places where food is brought in, I'm not so sure. I mean, we're just getting a really good handle on organic, certified organic here. So I'm not so sure I trust, the other venues. So eating local, come on down to the farmers market. It's the least expensive way to go.
Can you talk a little bit about the GMO controversy, genetically modified organisms? What's that all about, and how we're trying to change that way of thinking?
Well, that's not my expertise, but I'm a firm believer that we, as customers, should be aware of what's in our food when we purchase it. I think things should be labeled. I think that the controversy right now is that consumers aren't aware of what they're buying and that it is genetically modified.
I'm a certified organic farmer. I live up in Bell Canyon, and I have all kinds of stone fruit trees and row crops and goats and chickens. I live on a small farm, and my children have had the opportunity to grow up and be able to put their hands in the dirt and eat the carrots that came out of the ground. And so I think that's what the Food Revolution Day here is, for the children to come and meet the farmers, shake the hand that feeds them, and get to really connect with their food.
What makes you certified organic?
Well, you have to go through a process of 3 years without using any of the restricted materials. You have to document all that. You have to develop an organic system plan. Every certifier requires that you have that plan in place, and it's about a 20-page document where you list everything that you do and how you do it, all the inputs that you are using, and they all have to be on the registered list of organic material.
We hear a lot about the color of your food, and if the color is very bland and washed out, that can't be healthy either. Is that a myth, or is that true?
I'm always weary of the big box stores that are getting into the organic industry, obviously because they see that there's a lot of money in it. But if it looks perfect and it doesn't, and if it's shiny and it looks perfect and they're calling it organic, I can almost guarantee you it's not organic.
I use 2 types of fertilizer. One is a cover crop, which is a leguminous plant like a bean or alfalfa or vetch, and I grow that in the wintertime, and then I turn that into the springtime, and then every other year I have the equestrian center that's a mile away bring their manure over for about 4 or 5 months. We pile it up and let it sit for 3 to 6 months, and then we spread it on the trees. So that's it for our inputs. We don't use any kind of pesticides. We just don't have pest problems.
Organically grown produce doesn't look pretty. So when you say color and it's faded and all of that, you want to eat it.
Not true.
No, if it doesn't look pretty, and they call it organic, it's probably, and it's different sizes, it's probably organic. If it looks perfect, same size and all that, I'd stay away from it.
Did you get a pat in the back or any acknowledgement from Jamie Oliver, or is it just nice knowing that you're part of the global event today?
We have a very nice relationship with the Food Foundation folks. It's a big team over there. They're very supportive, very helpful, and we just really support his mission, and he has a broad reach that we can contribute to in a small way.
Well, it's a good start, and every little bit helps, and keep up the good work. Good job today.
Thank you
Nice,
so much.
Kim.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, the food revolution begins here at the farmers market, but there's a bigger picture involved because healthy eating is really an everyday proposition. So next time, take a look at the plate, keep in mind what's going down the old hatch, and enjoy a healthier lifestyle through better eating. I'm John Losing. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.